Well, there's quite a lot of interesting history about you for what I've seen on Decibel. And a part actually I wanted to ask you about, you've been working in a label before.
Yeah.
You've been on the other side of the barricade. Really.
Absolutely.
How that influenced your attitude towards the industry and this on a professional point of view?
Yeah, well, it's strange. Here you got an occult musician that has his own world going, very spiritual, very philosophical, but also I'm very normal. I mean, I like to party, and I like a sense of humor. I like watching my cartoons, I like comedy. So that there's these two different people in one. But then people are surprised that I have a business degree, and I did A&R and what have you in a major record company. Now, it was EMI Music. Now, a major record company operates completely different than the industry we're in. So the only thing I just got from them is be more professional. I do care about the comfort of my bandmates. Sometimes I'm almost like their manager, and they could tell me like, hey, we need this. And I try to make everybody comfortable. But does it help Melechesh? No. You know how it is. When you're a surgeon, you're not allowed to operate on your own son. It's the same story here. It's completely not logical. It's an irrational process. Being in Melechesh is a very emotional process for me, so it has nothing to do with the logic that I've learned from my experience in the major music industry. However, being in that industry, I do see the other side in the sense of I do understand what labels want or need, not for me to hone, but when they say we can't do that, I don't go, oh man, the corporate people, the suits behind the desk, fuck them. No, I do know the challenges they go through. And surprisingly, what I've noticed, we all know that the underground labels, the metal labels, they do it because of their passion for the music. But what I was shocked is the major labels, if as long as you're successful, they do take the human aspect of the musician. They care about the person. Is he feeling well? Would that affect the morale? Affecting the morale negatively will make you play like shit. Eventually make you sore, and eventually there is no longevity in the music. On the other hand, sometimes I've seen in the underground metal scene, they look at the band as a logo or as a CD cover. So they go, yeah, tough it out, what's wrong with you? You're a rock star? They throw that rock star word. No, human being, dignified. You understand me? Like, I have a good standard of living, and when I go on the road, I just want a normal, a hot shower, you know what I mean? Oh, look at that. So I was surprised from that the major record industry do look at the human aspect. But the underground and independent circuit look less at the human aspect, but they do love the music passionately. So there's advantages and disadvantages on both ends of the spectrum.
I thought if the independent metal label would turn into a major for some weird reason, I wonder if they would act still the same. Does money actually kill the passion a bit?
I don't know about that. A business is a business. And each person has his own passions. Of course, business decisions are business decisions. However, it's just completely different people working in both industries. And I'm more comfortable with people who are passionate about the music. But like I say, it would be an advantage, and here's an advice from someone who's been on the other side of the major labels, been on the band side, and I also worked with the independents. It's good to see the human aspect. And I don't say this, nothing I say is in absolute terms. There are, of course, many types of individuals in the companies, but I say it's just a general theme or trend.
And thinking of being on that side of the industry, there's a bit of an overcrowding of bands nowadays with all MySpace, internet, there's so much out there.
Yeah.
How do you get noticed?
First of all, in my opinion, MySpace is dead. Because it's all full of spamming and whatever. They got automation of whatever. I don't like it. It's but about overcrowding. Yeah, on the one hand, bands can be heard and seen. On the other hand, there's too many. I always say one thing: just sound like unique. They'll come for you. You can't get another Melechesh anywhere else. And if you want to hear another Melechesh album, you sit down, you wait till there's another Melechesh album. And of course, we don't take that for granted. We're very grateful for that. But we also work very hard for that. But it is a fact that when you have your own sound, you will get noticed eventually. However, timing, connections, location all help as well. It's fiction that only talent will help. But talent is around 60% you're already there.
Did the fact that you're all living in Amsterdam help then?
Definitely. Of course, we're the band that started in Jerusalem, which is very interesting. How many bands? We were the first band to be signed from Jerusalem, in the holy city, doing black metal. It was a major surprise for many people. But actually, at the time, people were interested in just Norwegian bands singing about anti-religion in Jerusalem, but not about a band from Jerusalem doing that. Some individuals start taking notice, and things paid off. But when we were in Amsterdam, in a practical sense, it helped. That's all. We could go to gigs, we could do meetings, we could all within hours of driving. So, from a practical point of view, living in Europe helped. Yeah.
Why Amsterdam?
Because I love drugs. You see,
Hey.
I did it because I really love drugs. No, I was just being sarcastic or just funny because I have a sense of humor.
But we'll keep you at that, you cut the restaurant.
Yeah, exactly. You can do whatever you want, and I will issue a press release. It was taken out of context. By the way, I'm recording this in case you do that. See, I'm a media. No, I'm just kidding. No, in all
yeah. Just in case.
No, I'm just joking. I wouldn't do that. I don't like those kind of things. Why Amsterdam was just purely coincidence. I was fed up with what's happening in Jerusalem. I was fed up about my demographic status in Jerusalem. So I decided to leave, and we wanted to progress the band. So I was talking to a bass player of mine at the time who was living in Amsterdam because of the business. His business, his girlfriend, everything was there. I told him I'm going to the States, like the rest of my friends. They're all living there, and I love the States because I lived there before. I felt very comfortable there. Depends where. I felt very comfortable in California. So I was on my way. I said, I'm just going to a university there. I'm continuing with the band there. He's like, come to Amsterdam. I'm like, no, I'm not going to spend 1 year learning the language. He's like, no, they have universities in English. And then I start getting brochures from all the European universities. Come to our country because education is an export in Europe. I went to Amsterdam. Secondly, I thought it's just a 4 hours flight from Jerusalem. So I'm like, I can go there anytime I want. It's not a big project. Up till this year, I used to go try at least once a year or every year and a half. Haven't been there for almost 2 years, maybe. And I'm reluctant to go to visit because I'm getting alienated from the place. The city, the stones, and the temperature, the vibe, the energy is all there. I love it, but I'm alienated from the people. There's a very disturbing thing happening there from all sides. So I have a mother living there. And she's like, come on. She doesn't like coming to North Europe too much because it's a bunch of cities and buildings. In Jerusalem, we have a nice garden, a nice house. So she says, you come. I'm like, I can't. But if I go, it'll be against my gut feeling.
Okay. I think we're done and we're out of time. Anything else you would like to say?
Yeah. The new album's coming out soon. It's going to be a complete sensory experience. This is sonic magic.